So Giannis Antetokounmpo is just different than the rest of the NBA, right? I mean, he looks different, he plays different, almost as if he's the walking, talking, physical embodiment of the concept of positionless basketball. And don't forget, he came to the game differently too. This goes way beyond just not growing up in the AAU circuit. Giannis didn't even learn how to make a layup until he was 13. And once he did begin playing as a teenager, well, it's not like his team back in Greece had a Nike deal. His brother tells a story about the two of them playing in a league game where they had to alternate turns on the floor because they were sharing the same pair of shoes. So it's not a surprise that as we watch Giannis now and we see his physical gifts and his relentless work ethic, and, well, even in his 5th year in the league, he is still figuring out how to use it all. Take this playoff matchup against the Celtics. This is the first series where he is definitively the best player on the court on either team, and that comes with some complexities. Your coaches want you to exert your will, but also make your teammates better, and also you are the other team's primary target. And there have been times over the past week or so that Giannis has struggled with how to balance all of that. In Game 5, he took only 10 shots and allowed himself to be manhandled by Al Horford. Not good. So last night, he came out vowing to be more aggressive, and you could see it all over the court. Take a look at this steal and transition bucket. Now, the Bucks are one of the league's top teams in transition, and Giannis is such a big part of that. There is just not another human in the NBA who can match him step for step for step. Then in the third quarter, we got what is really his signature play, this Euro step that sends poor Semi Ojeleye to the floor like a bowling pin. I mean,
you know about that.
Come on, that is ridiculous. And watch his teammates afterward. They're like little kids imitating their favorite player, except, well, I mean, he shares a locker room with them. What impressed me most, though, was the fourth quarter, where Giannis put the hammer down, scoring 12 of his 31 points. And now we all get a Game 7, which is awesome. And Bucks fans get their first shot at a second-round playoff series in 17 years, which is awesome. Yeah, it really has been that long since Ray Allen and Glenn Robinson and Sam Cassell. Sorry, Tracy McGrady. Barreled through the East.
Big dog getting a shot on me. It wasn't that many. It's probably the only one right there.
It's a little touchy around here still. The hope in Milwaukee is that Giannis will provide just as many big moments in the years to come, although the organization is realistic. Giannis is not Jesus Shuttleworth. He has a different path. But by coming up with a dominant performance as his team faced elimination, he took a huge step in that path last night. And it only goes forward from here. So, guys, I just want to cut to the chase. Who do you trust more in this Game 7? Giannis to take that next step, win a big Game 7 on the road, or Boston, so scrappy at home?
I'm going with Boston. Milwaukee has yet to prove to me that they can win on the road. Giannis has played well. Chris Middleton has played well. I just don't trust their other guys, the guys that they need to count on to take their game to the road, to help them win in a tough environment. Boston is going to be relaxed. They're going to extend their pressure on the defensive end, do a great job of executing. That's just what they do. I trust that Boston will come out with this win and apply a little bit more pressure.
Well, they do have the best player, but as you know, being the best player on the floor has a lot of problems and it has a lot of responsibility. Boston has a team. They have a team concept, and they're at home, and a ton of those guys have been there before. A bunch of these guys were in the conference finals last year, right? So Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, who's been in tons of playoff games. So I just trust their playoff experience a ton more than I trust Milwaukee's, and even if they do have the best player.
Now, Boston got bogged down offensively last night, though.
Road games. Home game is different.
Here's the deal. This is what Giannis has to do because he is the best player on the court. I mean, there's no denying that. I have yet to see, last night was great, but we need to see that signature moment from Giannis.
So you want him to take the next step?
This game right here, LeBron completely took over the game.
2007.
No matter what Detroit did. Look at her face. Giannis has the capabilities of doing this. Now, LeBron really couldn't shoot the ball back then, but he was relentless. He got into a rhythm, and there was nothing they could do. Giannis has to put his will on this game.
So, Giannis, don't worry. It's not a big thing anyone is asking you. Tracy just wants you to score 29 of your team's final 30 points in a big pivotal game, just like LeBron in 2007. It'd be totally easy. No worries about it.
We all have benchmarks. That's gonna be right. That's the benchmark. Hey, you want to move forward? That's what look what Bron's having to do this year.
Yes.
LeBron's having to do, if he does not score 40 or in the high 30s,
they don't win.
They don't win.
Well, that is, as I said at the start, Giannis is in the middle of his path, right? His evolution. He's not at the LeBron level yet.
If
But
I'm
you're
going to
saying,
say Giannis is next when LeBron leaves,
Yeah.
then this is what we need
right.
to see.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. He just did the thing he did last night. I don't know if he's ready to do the next thing. We'll find out. The Bucks did hold the Celtics to 3 of 14 shooting in the final 7 minutes of the game. Boston was 1 and 10 from 3 in that span. All those shots were contested, so it's not just that they were missing buckets. So, do you think the Bucks figured something out here?
I don't know if they figured something out. I just think, when you're at home, you're allowed to be more physical. When you're at home, you have a little bit more juice. When you're on the road, right, it just becomes a little bit harder. Those shots, that rhythm, the extra court time, all that rhythm that you're able to get at home is just not there. So I think that was more of the game, right? And Boston still has some young players, Jaylen Brown, Rozier, all of these guys are kind of experienced. Tatum, they're experiencing this for the first time. When they go home, they're comfortable.
The thing with Boston last night is they got out of character.
Yeah.
Guys started playing individual ball and trying to take it upon themselves to do it, and that's not the way they play. And I give credit to Milwaukee's defense. They applied pressure like they did before. So hopefully they have to take this on the road. You're more comfortable at home. Can you do that on the road when it's Game 7, the pressure is at its all-time high?
Well, we know the environment in Boston is amazing, so that's going to be to the Celtics' advantage, unless, of course, they're behind. And then that weight of the home crowd can be a lot. I do think Brad Stevens giving him a couple days to sort of check out that fourth quarter and break down what the Bucks were doing to them.
They're going to be fine. They got them right where they want them. At home.
Sure, at home in a
home.
Game 7. There you go. Well, Tracy's been picking the Celtics since even before the series, so he's sticking to his guns, people.